You could subtly say, yeah, you cool. But if you was to like draw, be like, yo, you so cool, you the coolest guy ever, they're gonna call you a glazer.
All right, so let me ask. A glazer.
Yeah,
Right,
you be glazing. That's what they're gonna say.
So my
But it's okay though.
my goal in life is
man.
to be a glazer.
No! Sam, you gotta chill.
All right, man. All right, listen.
How many people know what glazing means? How many people understand glazing? Yeah.
Well, how many wave hands?
Damn, Sam, you just made yourself like a fool in front of them.
All right. Nah, dude,
You
it's not
can't
possible.
ever say that again, Sam.
I won't ever say it again, dude. Aside from Native Americans, people of African ancestry have experienced probably more profound discrimination in the United States than any other group, right? I mean, there are periods of time when Chinese Americans experienced just an incredible amount of hate. But there's just a way in which black people have experienced so much, right? But yet black people define cool unlike any other group in the United States. And so there's a real strange juxtaposition that here's this population of people that has one kind of experience in this country, but on the other side, there's like the definition of cool emerges out of what black people are doing.
Well, I mean, for me, I don't think I define cool the same way as everybody else do. Like, I think being yourself and being authentic is cool enough. So that's why I try to be that way. Like, I don't put on the front for nobody. I don't change how I act or who I am for nobody.
But how
unless
about
it benefits me.
But how about, don't speak for yourself for a second. Talk about black people. Talk about like black people and cool, right? Like I said that and you kind of smirked. So
it's cause the way you say it, like, all right, so like if the guys was here and they heard you say that, they'd be like, you glazing. Like I'm like, that's what they would say.
Dude, hang on.
You know what glazing mean?
This is the point, bro. Like, it is like, no, that's a word that comes out of the black community. And then some white people will start using it. So,
I mean, you can use the word as long as you like know what you're saying. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, I guess it's just how we carry ourselves. I can't really say, oh yeah, I'm just cool. I don't call myself cool. You say I'm cool. I'm like, I appreciate it. I guess I'm just being me. And I think that's what a lot of black people do.
All right. Maureen, what's your take on this? Because you're an insider and an outsider to this culture, right? I mean, as someone who's Kenyan American, you spend a lot of time in Kenya. So you get a view of the U.S. from across the Atlantic and from a different culture. But anyway, what's your take on it?
Well, I would say black people are seen as cool because black people stepped out of the box first. Like, I feel like when you look at, like, nowadays, Y2K fashion is such a big thing. But then you look back at, like, the 80s, black people were the first ones dressing like that. And the people are thinking, like, that's cool. They want to do that. It's because they're stepping out the box first. So I think that's why. Because there's always a new lingo that's going on that black people are creating. And that we're just creative. They're just creative people.
And so it's stepping out of the box first.
I guess it's like taking that, like, did we take that first step, basically? Before anyone else does.
So how do you think that happens? Like, how is it that black people are out of the box? I mean, I have my thoughts on it, but what do you think?
Like we said last class, like, being cool is being authentic. And I feel like because black people were outsiders in this country, we can go back to the history of it.
Yeah.
They're making their own culture here. They made their own culture here.
Yeah.
They have established their own culture after slavery and the civil rights movement. They made their own culture here, and that's being authentic to them. That's why people are like, I like how they did that. Like,
so it's like you've been forced out of the box in a way and forced to make your own culture.
Yes.
So what is something that you have to do suddenly also becomes an opportunity, right? By the way, what's the word? Glazing?
Yeah, glaze.
Wait, hang on a second, Matt.
It's a little inappropriate, but that's what they would say.
Yeah.
Because you was just like, all right, so like.
Wait, when did you first hear that word?
I don't even know. I'm going to keep it a bean. I don't really know the first time I heard it. Probably like middle school. I don't know.
Listen, man. No, like for me, I mean, I'm okay. You see me as look. Hang on. I'm an old white dude, right? But I'm an old white dude who's connected to cultures.
Yeah, that's
all
good.
around
That's
the
a
world,
really
right?
good thing too.
Yeah, no, it's cool. But even more, but I can't keep up, man.
That
Like
makes
language
sense.
and stuff, I can't keep up. I mean,
Yeah, we make a new word every day.
there's so many new words.
All right.
I'm still trying to figure. I'm still starting to bring John into my.
All right. Let me teach you how to say John. You saying John? It's not John. It's John. Like it's John. Like Jawn.
Like I'm jawing on something.
Yeah. So like.
John.
And then, do you know what John means?
John means everything.
It's a person place thing. It could be anything. Like I could be like, yo, pass me that John right there. I'm talking about the book bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You hear that John right there? You're talking about the guy in the.
I mean, whoa, pause. You gotta chill. You can't call him a John. We call the girls a John. You can't say that.
Dude.
Don't
Damn.
call him a John, because now it's like when you say that, it's kind of like a form of like interest, low key. Like you be like, yeah, I was with the John. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you, Mom.
Like
got you.
you can't be like, yeah, I was with the John right there. Pause. They gonna be like, yo, what you saying? They're like that's a dude. But like, I mean, if that's how you swim, to each his own. But like, yeah.
You're.
But yeah, I think right back. Let's get back on track. You said you want to know what glazing meant. So let's basically say like somebody's like overly hype about something, like how you like let's say you did something that I thought was cool, and I'm just like, yeah, you're the man, you're so cool. Da 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 da. They call that glazing. That's another form of another word, but that's a little too inappropriate for class. But like, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Like
I can. I'll let my
it means you're doing too much, basically.
Yeah,
like
right,
you
I got
drawing.
you.
So like you could subtly say, yeah, you cool. But if you was to like draw, be like, yo, you so cool, you the coolest guy ever. They're gonna call you a glazer.
All right. So let me ask. A glazer.
Yeah,
All right,
you be glazing. That's what they're gonna say.
So my.
But it's okay though.
My goal
'cause that's
in life
you,
is
man.
to be a glazer.
No. Sam, you gotta chill.
All right, man. All right, listen.
How many people know what glazing means? How many people understand glazing? Yeah.
Well, how many wave hands?
Damn, Sam, you just made yourself like a fool in front of them.
All right. Nah, dude,
You
it's
can't
not possible.
ever say that again,
All right, I
Sam.
won't ever say it again, dude. Listen, Maureen, how about when you are going back and forth between Kenya and the U.S., how much do you bring back here from Kenya? Like, do you see a similar kind of thing there? Like with people, I mean, every culture has its own coolness, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a coolness in Kenya that's different than the coolness here. Mm-hmm. How different is it?
I don't think it's that different.
Yeah?
Like, in what ways? Like fashion or like
yeah, anything.
social?
Fashion, just way of being in the world. Because coolness is something you arrive at, man. You just are. You're not. So
I just say like, because other countries really look up to Western media and stuff like that, if I go to Kenya, they know I'm like American.
Right
and like
away.
that's cool to them. Like I'm
Okay.
a black American. They don't even, it's not even like American, like you're black.
Yep.
Like
All right.
that's cool already to them.
Uh-huh.
Because when they're looking at the TV screen, watching sports, like sometimes like I'll go to like the village or whatever and they'll be like, you know, LeBron James, or like, do you know, like that's cool to them.
Yeah. All right. I got you. So there's this conversation in the black community that black people are disrespected, right? It's a conversation about inequality, a conversation about stereotypes, prejudice, discrimination, racism, right? So that whole conversation is going on. But at the same time, you've got so many people in this culture, white people in particular, but really everybody who's trying to emulate, like who still wants to be as cool as you guys are. Like, it seems to me that would be just really destabilizing. Like, wait, do you love us or not love us? Like, wait, are you want to be with us or not be with us? Do you want to, or separate from us? Or how is that destabilizing? Let me just start with Maureen.
Yes, definitely. I've had this conversation a lot with my like family a lot. We'll talk about sports and like how I read a study about how white people view black people in sports. I don't know how to say this, but to not be offensive. But
No, don't worry about it. No, it's just say. It's not your idea. It's
But,
an
like,
idea that's out
we'll
there.
say like back in the day, they didn't want black people like on TV or anything like that.
Yeah.
But when it came to sports, like you'll see at football, their favorite
Yeah.
football players, they're black and they're
Yeah.
rooting for them, but they
Yeah.
don't actually like them. They see them as people that are going to pull their team to the other side. They don't actually like.
Yeah.
Well, I won't say that for every white
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
but I will say that is a study.
You know,
like,
things have changed a lot
Yes.
in the past. You know, in your lifetimes for
Yeah.
sure, in my lifetime, but still, that's a thing.
I get what she's saying though. It's like I feel like they like see it as like us. Like when she said they're rooting for them, like for the teams that they're on. I feel like it's like they're providing your team a service, which is like
Yeah.
that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
But-
but they're also wanting, but at the same time, but that's changing, right? It's very much changing. And at the same time, though, you got all these people that want to, they want to be around they want to be around cool black people, right? They want a black friend, not just because if I have a black friend, then I'm not racist. It's also, no, because I want to be cool, right? I want to learn some things. I want to, just whatever. So go ahead, Maureen.
I will say, like, even with music, there'll be so many people out here that probably listen to the most famous black artists and they don't even have any black friends. Like, they enjoy the music. They'll go to a Lil Uzi Vert concert, maybe listen to Drake,
Yeah.
but they don't know anything,
Yeah, they don't know anything really, but it's cool.
but it's cool.
And so so that's how is it that that's cool? Like,
I feel like
do you feel that?
I feel like it's like it makes it harder for us to like believe that they really just they're being genuine, because it just seems like they just trying to be down. Like like just because this person can rap, he can do this, and he's got a big fan base, now you like black people, but do you really know what it's like to be black? You know
And
what it is.
does it matter?
Yeah.
Like, what if someone's just is saying, people are saying, I don't know, I just want to be part of black culture. I just really appreciate black culture is cool.
All right, so like
Just
if
not
black,
that.
I feel like if someone was to come and tell me black culture is cool, I want to be a part of it. I would want them to show me that they're educated on the goods and the bads, like not just the cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
Like, let's say I was to tell you I want to be a part of white culture because I think it's cool, but I have no recollection or no knowledge
understanding.
on white culture. Like, I
or
just
like,
know what it looks
well,
like.
here's one. You'd have no knowledge of, like, say, white poverty.
Exactly.
Like, a lot of people want to be connected to white culture, but I'm like, hey, if you want to be connected to white culture, you better understand rich white people, middle class white people, and poor white people, because white culture is the white culture that's 30 minutes outside of State College. You know, and then that becomes a key thing. Why do we need to be fully educated? What if
You don't have to be fully educated. It just, I feel like if you don't know nothing about the culture and you're just saying, oh yeah, I think it's cool, I feel like you should if you really care about it that much, you should seek the education. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's like
okay,
a valid point.
All right, okay, it is a cool point, but I also want to say this in defense of people. Black people do often keep moving the goalposts, man.
That's a good point. We be drawn.
Yeah, like I'm in it, I'm down, I'm learning stuff, and yet like it's sometimes it seems like it's not enough. Like, I got to be a little more down, or I missed this, or I missed that.
That's the problem. That's one of the problems. It's like, all right, I feel like, all right, so like you saying that we move, like something's always changing with us, basically, right?
No, it's not just that. No,
or
it's
something's
like
being added.
Okay, white people, let's just say, it's because it's not just white people, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, everywhere I go in the world, black culture is the culture that people are looking at, man. You know what I mean? Like, go to Korea, and we're going to talk about Korea in a few minutes, right?
Uh-huh.
K-pop groups. Like, dude, the K-pop groups are, like, they're wanting to partner up, not with white country stars and white metalheads and stuff. It's hip-hop artists, man. It's black people. It's like cool black people. Like, everyone's trying to go in that direction. So it's like, so there's a moving the goalpost. What I mean by that is, sometimes it seems like it's never good enough. You know, like we can never know enough, or we can never.
I think it's because,
like, you don't trust.
Yeah, it's hard. One is hard to trust, especially not to be offensive, especially like white culture or white people in general. because like one of the biggest issues between black and white culture is like how we've been treated throughout history.
Yeah.
So a lot of black people, they like iffy about that stuff when there are white folks trying to come into their culture. So I think that's one of the factors that plays in it when you say it seems like it's not good enough.
Yeah.
It's also like I feel like you should never try to change who you are just to be a part of something.
No,
so
but
like if you come to me and you're saying I want to be a part of black culture, I'll do this, da 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 da, and it's like I'm like just be yourself, bro.
But maybe it's not okay. I'm not sure it happens like that. I think it much more happens that it's just like I get that person's cool, right? It's cool, so I want to be. I just want to be connected.
Cool too. You want to be connected to the cool. Oh, I should have said that in the mic, right? You want to be connected to, like you're saying, like you just want to be connected to that cool.
Connected to cool.
I mean, I don't know.
So
it's hard to look at it from the inside.
Yeah,
out.
it's hard. I know exactly. This is the thing. I feel like black people do. I have this sense that black people do not understand how other people in the world, how cool people think you are. Like so many people, man. It's just like, whoa, you think coolness? You look, people immediately start looking toward black people, including, it doesn't really matter, man. You mean like, you could be like, go to a Trump gathering with mostly white people. It still is the black people who are going to stand out somehow as cool. So I have a question for you, though. So there is black people in particular, people talk about their cultures being co-opted. So somehow there's a balance here that we're also talking about people wanting to be part of the culture, but not really co-opting it. So it's like cultural products being valued and people wanting to have access to those cultural products, not really wanting to co-opt them, but really just wanting to have access because they're cool. Like maybe white women doing their hair in a way, in a certain way. See, what kind of conversation do you have about that?
I'm sorry, that's a funny topic.
No, we had a really cool conversation about that. Like people going down to Jamaica and the DR and place and having their hair done, and yet, it's like, yeah, it's okay, it's cool, man. Anyway, go ahead.
Whenever I'm in Kenya, like there's I feel like after Obama was president, like people started traveling a lot to Kenya. So now we're in Kenya, like there's a lot of white people and like other people from different cultures. And you'll see they'll walk out with like knotless braids and like cornrows.
Yeah.
And I think it's, it's okay. Like you're in Africa, like you're in Kenya. Like if you're experiencing the culture there, it's okay.
Yeah, but the people who are doing the hair, they want to do it.
Yeah, they want to do it.
If you go on the beaches, the people who are doing women's hairs on the beach are not white women; they're black women who are going like, "Hey, honey, let me do your hair," kind of stuff. So it's like, oh.
They're not gonna say no.
I'm not gonna say no.
But we're talking about like non-black people trying to get into black culture. It's not even like they want to be friends with a black person because it's cool. It's the weird steps they take. Like this has happened so many times at Penn State. You could be at a lab talking with your white lab partners and they start using slang they've never heard of before. Or just talking to you different. Or ask you questions about a black topic that's none of your business.
Yeah. But this is what I mean. But maybe in a way that's kind of moving the goalposts because how else are we going to know, right? I mean, people are going to watch the video and they're going to be like, "Hey, man, whatever Sam said about wanting to be a glazer, is that what I said? Don't say that. They're going to learn that."
I never say that.
But how else are you going to know? You know what I mean? But then it becomes like what May said last class. It's like, oh God, if I listen to one more person ask me, "What are you?" Like, what are you? What's your? It's like it just gets tiring. But at the same time, this is the thing that's really. I got a question. Where do black people? Where do you guys go when you want to think about what's the next cool thing? Do you ever turn to white culture? This is my point.
I don't even know how to answer that. Like, I feel like it's just more natural with us when it comes to like trends. Like, I feel like See, that's the thing. I feel like the fact that, you know how you said everything that we do looks cool from the outside. I feel like the fact that happens it just gives us more room to be ourselves.
Yeah, because you're just being yourself.
Yeah, so like I'm not even looking for something new. It's just happening.
Yeah, it's just
because
happening.
it's just how that's just what I'm doing.
Yeah. And change, by the way, going back to what you said, Maureen, change happens on the margins. So when you're marginalized in some way, you have the opportunity to do something different. When you're in the center of a culture or center of a system in some way, you're busy reproducing the system everywhere you turn, but you have to be on the outside, which is every musical genre here that's really come out of the black community, including country western and bluegrass and rock and roll, of course. It's all from musicians who are on the outside, the fringes of a system. So that's the key idea. Hey, does anybody have a quick question? Dude, in the orange.
Sam,
do you have a question?
Could I ask one? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about like different variation of black cultures? So there's like different kinds of black cultures. So let's say like African American, like hip hop culture, but we also got the Jamaican reggaes. You know, those could also be like dreadlocks and stuff like that. You could also consider those. Like, do you guys put like any like distinction in them as well? And do you guys like consider like one of them cooler than the other? And how do you guys kind of like measure that out?
Yeah. How do you rank order them?
I feel like it's not our job to rank it. I feel like it's Sam's job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't think of it like in that aspect. I just like whatever one I'm more prominent of. That's the one I like, I guess, indulge in the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Maureen, how about you? Do you have a response to that?
He's sprinting.
I've never thought of that. I don't think we rank what's cooler.
It's just they're just differences.
It's just differences.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah, that's it. No, the dude in the yellow sweatshirt. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so I know it's not as common.
Hold the mic close.
Yeah, is this good?
Yeah.
I know it's not as common anymore, but I remember like hearing stories from like my like older members of the family or people from like my church community and stuff about when they first immigrate to America, they usually like, not consciously maybe, but they choose between white and black culture. This is like, you know, coming here from like the 80s to the 2000s.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, like, it's cool to be black, of course, but then if there's people that are like coming in just because they like hanging out with you and then they co-opt things, is there something cool about that that's like unique, or is it about the same?
Yeah, is it really co-opting, or is it just like, if someone wants to, hey, I want to borrow that, I want that part of your culture, right? How is it co-opting?
I don't think it's really like too much wrong with it. Like I don't know. That's a like a weird topic because it's like I accept people for who they are regardless. But like if it becomes too much, then like we're not gonna like hide that like if you're like overdoing it, like
yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? Like
yeah. So there's like this is what you were saying. It's you gotta know. They're just steps. There's steps of coolness.
Yeah. And like and I feel like it changes between who you are. Like if you were around black people your entire life or not.
Yeah.
Like some people were around black people their whole life, so they like obviously they know how to move
roll.
around it or how exactly.
No, I want to go to this guy. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yo, so earlier you were saying when you were talking about like people in your lab asking questions and you feel like it's just like a little bit much sometimes. So what I wanted to know is, in your opinion, what would be like appropriate, or like what do you think would be good for how people can learn more about black culture, just like culture in general? Because like I know I'm Jewish, so when people ask me questions, I don't feel like they're trying to like get in my space. I just kind of am like, oh, this person like wants to know more about what I am.
Yeah. Yeah, so is there like an opening line that you
You know how I take it, it's not like they're just asking you about being black. Like if someone's gonna ask me like what it is to be Catholic, like that's different.
Yeah.
They don't just ask you what do you guys do on this holiday? No, they ask you like intrusive questions, and it's just like
it feels intrusive to you.
Not every black person's gonna have certain answers for what you type of questions that they're asking
Yeah,
you.
so it's similar. It would be similar to people who are Jewish, right? There's so many different Jews in the world. It's hard, though. You understand? It's
Yeah.
really difficult for people.
So my family's from India, and I go back a lot, pretty often. And in recent years, a lot of my relatives there have been telling me that American hip hop music has gotten really big, like Roddy Ricch in particular, for some reason. And a lot of like young Indian kids who don't like speak English that well yet, they're just dropping the N-word like every day. They just think it's really cool. So like, and they don't know about like the history or like the connotations of that either. So like, what do you think of that like internationally? Like this, because this is happening like.
Wait, who's the musician that's really
Roddy Ricch.
Roddy Ricch?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it being. He low-key fell off.
Dude, by the time it got all the way over to India, like, he
Yeah,
fell
bro
off.
felt. I mean, Roddy Ricch, he thorough. Like his music thorough. He tough. But like,
Thorough.
no, not thorough. Thorough.
Thorough.
Yeah, say thorough.
Damn, dude. All right.
It's two different words.
Okay.
Thorough is like I'm thoroughly
Nah, I
like
got you.
checking.
Thorough.
Thorough is another way for cool or like
Yeah, I got you.
yeah.
I got
So
you.
Roddy Ricch, like I think when he was when did Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial come out? What year was that? 2020 or 2021? Yeah, that was like his last
Dude, that was like yesterday, man.
not for us.
All right, man. All
He
right,
kind
man.
of fell off.
So people dropping. Hang on, we're not going to answer the N-word questions because we got one more comment here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, man.
All right. So this one is on the lines of people, I guess, trying to get into black culture without understanding black people.
Yeah.
So do you think the internet plays a role in that at all?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Maureen's going to respond to that.
Absolutely, because every single trend, at least I've seen on TikTok, it'll be like new hairstyle, new clothing, new whatever, and it's come from black people. You see black people that will come out with videos like, you guys are just naming it a different thing, and it was originally like
Yeah.
from black culture
Yeah.
or something like that. So
Even when it
social-
doesn't seem like it, even when you have like Beyonce
Yeah.
putting out her country album, but country music, man, that's got its roots in black culture. You know what I mean? It's just like everything does. That's what's so crazy about it.